Hey there! Welcome to Get a Room, the podcast. This is your go-to podcast about the vibrant world of hospitality. We will tell you everything about crafting unique hospitality brands, running cozy hotels, and creating iconic food and beverage experiences. And what are the secrets and strategies that make a perfect customer experience? We'll also dive into the world of graphic and space design and explain how they influence our experiences as guests. Join us as we explore the art of making people feel right at home, one episode at a time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this fourth episode of Get Room, the podcast. Today, we are glad to have a very special setup today because I'm still based in Brussels. I'm not moving from here. And I have Luca, who is my partner in business. He's 8,000 kilometers from Paris. And Elion, who is direct from San Diego. So we have a super enlarged people participating to this episode. So I'm pretty much I don't know how we could do it if there was no such tools like Riverside or remote software existing. But still, we been connected through Charlie, who was in our third episode, and we had a super chat with him about marketing. If you didn't listen to this episode, just get back to it. It's very passionate, it's very insightful and creative. And he brought us together with Elion, who is based in San Diego, but he is going back and forth twice a month between San Diego and Albania to develop a couple projects. He will get us into it in a couple minutes. Hi, Elion. Welcome. We're happy to have you with us.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me. Pleasure.
So Elion is, if you go on his LinkedIn, it doesn't showcase everything that he's doing, to be honest, because I think we cannot be synthetic with a career like his. So he created a concept called Patti. He is food and beverage director at Infinity Investment. He's developing hotels in Albania. Just saying that, I'm getting tired. So I don't know how he's doing it, and he will talk about that for us. So, Elion, tell us, who are you? What's your story? What's your background? How did you land in hospitality?
Well, I'm Albanian, so hospitality to us comes naturally. We it's part of our culture. We want to invite everybody in our homes, and want to take care of everybody. So, I've been in this world since I started washing dishes when I was 11. I was lucky to move to New York, and I got my beginning in the restaurant world there. I started as a busser, and I walked. I just moved up the ladder easily through sheer determination, passion for the business. Luck as well. I ran along the way. I ran into some amazing people, master sommeliers, really head chefs, talented people that were able to help me along the way. But yeah, that's how I started. I lived in New York for about 60 years, and then moved to Vegas.
And now you are in Vegas, yes. And what's the difference between living in Vegas and living in New York?
You think you work in New York and you're dealing with big corporations, big spenders, high quality of products, high quality of service, venues, all together, right? That terroir of an experience. And then you get to Vegas and you realize that there's a totally different ball game, totally different world. But it's fascinating.
Yeah, because we always hear about Vegas being the city of everything that is possible. Everything is shiny. Everything is super gorgeous, magnificent. It's in gold, etc. All the big concerts are happening in Vegas. But is this true?
It is. It is true and more. And so I always tell people this: the difference between New York and Vegas is that New York, it's a lot more touchable. It's real. You walk through the street and you have a feel for the mood of the city in general, for the mood of visitors in general. Yeah. In Vegas, you're always in good mood. You want it or you don't want it. So but it's done It's done in a very smart way. It's done with experience in mind. but we also with a ton of elements of fun and jazz and all that because of competition. It's what drives it. You have a ton of casinos and restaurants and venues in this strip, and they all compete for the top one. So you have to be focused on it.
And what's the best part of, like, in hospitality, for sure? What's the best part of hospitality in Vegas? Is it like the casinos, the restaurants, the hotels? What is like the experience that, like, you could say, like, you could tell us, or people who are listening to us, if you go to Vegas, this is something that you should do?
It's all about the experience. So if you're a guest and you come into Vegas, and you come into Vegas because either you want to gamble and have a great time and see a show, you can do it. But if you come to Vegas because you only want to try the amazing food and experience the amazing resorts without gaming, you can still do it. And the ability of them to adjust and offer this kind of experiences on the same time, it's absolute genius. And it's done through that terroir of experience for a guest. So it's not just one thing or the other, but it's a complex of everything. From the moment that you land, how they pick you up, what kind of car they use to pick you at the airport, what kind of rooms, how spacious they are, what's the how focused they are to the customer service, and they see you, right? You exist. You're not just a number, and it's just it's done in such a bespoke way that you feel like you're somebody. You don't want to be you don't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah,
you're willing to spend your money there only.
Okay, and it's interesting because when you start talking about your background, we feel that there is this passion, and this passion led you to work, because we spoke about it with Steve in the first episode, who is the co-founder of Sense Agency. He's working with Charlie too, and he said, like, something that in the very first minutes of the podcast, he said, like, this is an industry where you work if you are passionate about it, because you don't make that much money if you're not like a capital holder, you're not an investor, but you should have this passion. And we feel it when we had our first call together, and we feel that you have this passion, and this passion led you to open your own concept that is called a Bun and Patti, and it's like a burger restaurant based in San Diego. How did you come up with this idea? What is in your experience that made you think that this is a good idea for me as Elion? I want to open my restaurant. And the second part of my question, why burgers and why not tacos? Because it's like super famous in the US too, or something else.
Correct. No, I thank you for the compliment. But it's true. It's if it goes with anything in life. If you're going to work somewhere, you're going to do something, you better put a lot of passion and patience in it, because it doesn't happen overnight, and you have to constantly work at it. It's easy to veer off because the hours are long, and you're constantly dealing with that customer experience. Either it doesn't matter if you're front of the house or back of the house. It's a constant quest for the best. And so you have to have the passion to drive you. You're right. The hours are long. The pay might not be the best, but the ability to offer these moments to total strangers within an hour and a half of the time that they're there in your restaurant, or 3 days on your resort, how magical is that? Not too many people can do it. And I think that's what drives me personally to start with. Being in Vegas, I worked at the Wynn Las Vegas, and it's one of the best experiences of my life. It has shaped who I am, and I use it as an example and as an experience I share with my guys everywhere I've worked. They're very focused on customer service.
Yeah, maybe before we move to the bun and Patti, maybe would just give us more information about this win in Las Vegas, your experience. Like, I think it's
correct. Yeah, I wanted to connect it with the bun and Patti, and that's why I was going into the Vegas thing. But yeah, I was in New York, and one of the chefs that I had worked with said, "Hey, there's an opening at the Wynn Las Vegas," and the first thing I said, I was like, "Vegas? Who lives in Vegas? You're out of your mind. I go there for 3 days and I'm out, hungover on the plane." And so, but it was patient with me, and he said, "Just come over and see how it goes." Once you see the operations there, it's tremendous how well they do it. I'm going to tell you a little story that Mr. Witt used to tell us all the time, and I use that all the time. So, the reason that I'm saying this, it's because they focus on the customer experience, but it's done from every team member at that place, because they have found the secret how to get the team members involved, how to have them buy into the whole concept of we are one team, and we're constantly doing things to better experience for our guests. So I also think that it's done through trusting them, having the ability to let them make a decision on the moment without micromanaging. And this story, it's a very good part of it. So, like I said, Mr. Wynn would tell this story all the time, and sometimes the story changed a little bit, but the core of it was the same. So this old couple came from drove from LA to the Wynn, and they check in, and the bellman takes them upstairs. He's taking their luggages, and he's telling them the amenities of the room, and he's telling them where to go in the hotel and this and that. And as he's about to close his speech or his time with them, he asked them, "Is there anything else that I can do for you?" And and they're like, "No, we're good, thank you very much." And out of sight of the lady says, "Oh my God, Harvey, we forgot your medicine," and he's diabetic, right? And so it's a 4.5 drive or 5 hour drive to LA. And so think about it. They're there for 3 days. That means their vacation is ruined. And so the bellman, says, "Where do you live?" And they lived in LA, in a neighborhood of LA. And he says, "Don't worry about it. When do you need the medicine by?" And they're like, "By tomorrow morning. We're good for a day." He goes, "Just go, relax, enjoy the amenities here, hit the pool, have a restaurant, whatever. We're going to figure it out." But it's easy said than done, right? The lady's a little nervous, says, "Oh my God, you're sure?" He goes, "Trust me, we're going to take care of you." So he goes to the supervisor and tells him, "Hey, this is what happened. I want to call my brother so he can go pick up the medicine and I can meet him halfway. But that means that I have to leave right now. You have to cover my shift." The supervisor goes, "Okay, go ahead, do it." So he calls his brother, goes, "Go to this home. The maid is expecting you. Pick up this bag and come see me in Baker's," which is in between LA and Vegas. So he goes, the supervisor covers his shift. He drives, picks up the bag, comes into the hotel, talks to the hotel manager, explains the situation, and says, "You need to get in the room to deliver the bag." They cannot get in the room if the guests are not in the room. They're not allowed. And so they have to go again with the supervisor, but they have to make sure they deliver the bag because the gentleman is diabetic, and then it's delivered. So the old couple loses their mind. I guarantee you, not only they're not going anywhere else, but they're going to tell everybody they know about this little. So this is a great example, but this would be lost if the company didn't focus on it. So what they do is that now they take a picture of this gentleman, the bellman, the supervisor, and the hotel manager. They do a picture. They come with the whole camera crew. They celebrate them, and now they share this on the back of the house, right, on the hallway, on the employee everywhere. And so now you're affecting the way every employee works. So now they want to be on the wall. Now they're looking for these examples to better somebody's experience. And then it's done by letting them people make decisions last second like this, having them believe in the on the company, be part of it, act like they own the company, not that they're there for a paycheck. And that is the best thing that you can possibly do for employees.
I think what you're saying and what's very interesting in this is every single employee actually own the customer experience, so they belong to the team and they feel that they have this responsibility to make the stay and the experience of every single client magical. And that's exactly one of the examples, I think.
It's going the extra mile.
Exactly,
it's the expression.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
so with that in mind,
that's an exceptional
11 years in the win,
anecdote, because I think it's shaping the experience, because you could feel safe being in this, and like not even safe. It's like it's more than safe, because you can. You have a team in a hotel who are reliable. You can ask them for, like, if you are needing something and it's vital. In this case, it's vital. They can bring it to. And this is like part of the experience that you should definitely get in a hotel, whatever the standard is. I think, in my belief. I think at different levels, but from what you're saying, it has to be like at some point, it's like it has to be taught in schools, in hospitality schools, I mean.
I think so, yeah.
And between this experience and this super moving anecdote, and how did this shape your vision of hospitality and how do you use this vision that you shaped within your experience at Wynn Las Vegas to create your own concept and your own brand?
So,
and what are the principles that you're using in it? Yeah.
No, okay. Absolutely. We wanted to open a concept in San Diego, because we always thought San Diego has a ton of potential, especially after the pandemic. The city has become super vibrant because where they're located, the infrastructure, the weather, all that together. And so the taste of this city in particular, and when I say the taste, the palate flavors have changed a lot. And so we had a couple of concepts in mind. We had Mediterranean, we had an Italian and American bistro, bun and patty hands. But once we saw the location, we said this has to be a bun and patty. And we wanted to bring fine dining to the casual concepts, fine dining to the masses. So the most important thing for us was the ingredients, where we sourced them, how balanced they were between being a great quality, but also sustainable, which was it was a major focus for us. And that brings us to the storytelling. We wanted to bring in, we want to tell a story that was of great food with a casual environment, fun ingredients, really focus on quality without crazy prices. And that's what we wanted to bring to the neighborhood, especially in Little Italy. Hence the word Little Italy, Italian restaurants. We wanted to bring something a little different, when everybody can come in, share a good laugh, have a good meal, enjoy a great cocktail or a bottle of wine without a lot of huff and puff, right? A lot of easy approach.
The easy going, yeah. And the name sound a bit like European or French language. It's like Bon Appetit.
I'm glad you caught that. It's exactly what we.
What is made on purpose?
A little bit, and I'll tell you why. So, if you are planning on opening a burger concept, any burger name, it's taken. It doesn't matter how silly it is, it's taken. From roadkill burger to an iced burger, everything is taken. And then again, we come back to my storytelling approach, right? And so it's, as we were opening, I said to the team, I said, okay, what are we trying to tell? What kind of story are we telling here? And so we said, instead of just going for a name, let's go for something that we really tried to convey. And so when we think of a good time and an excellent moment, it's my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law, her name was Her name is Patti, and she always wanted to grill burgers and drink wine on the barbecue on the backyard. And so I said, I think this is it. This is Bun and Patti, and it sounds like Bon Appetit. So it's two things in the same time, and that's how the name was born.
It works because the first time I read it, it was like I said Bun and Patti because I thought about like Patti like the steak because it's like maybe it's a nickname of steaks or something, but like the explanation, and then I was like just like training my voice to talk to you. It's like Bon Appetit, Bon Appetit, Bon Appetit, and sounded French. So it's like it's pretty
bon
clever.
Appetit, I scored some major points with my wife, you know.
That's good. So, Bon and Patti, it's in San Diego. Burger, it's an easygoing venture to go to, etc. When we will visit San Diego, Luca will come with pleasure.
You have to.
But we know that it is like a hospitality business, and hospitality businesses are fed with challenges. With success. So if you can recall and share with us your experience between what is like your biggest achievement with it, with your concept, and what is like the biggest challenges that you faced before opening, while opening, during the running, and give us also what is the next step of Bon and Patti.
So I've been in the restaurant world forever, right? And so I went into opening my own place with a little bit of I know it all kind of approach, right? And it was very humbling. You have to realize that operating on your own has a totally different set of challenges between finding the right landlord to finding the right chef to finding the right staff, having the right relationship with the vendors, maintaining the quality of the product. It's a constant quest for those. You can never relax, and so those were very humbling moments. But it's also seeing come to fruition from your own from 0 to 100. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a little story with it. We changed the interior, obviously, to give a little bit of New York influence, a little bit of European influence, and obviously American influence in the concept. And one of the design features we put this black tile all over the bar, the main area where people walk in, and so we had a consultant for health department. These are independent consultants, and they claim to know it all. So he walks in and he says, "This is great, this is great, this is great." And he looks at the black tile. He goes, "Oh," I'm like, "What's wrong?" He goes, "Well, the health department doesn't like black tiles outside. It's you got to change it." But it's a $22,000 job, right? And I am like, me and my wife were looking at it. It's like, but it looks amazing. It's outside of the kitchen. Has nothing to do with anything. He goes, no. It needs to be changed. And so we made the decision to go without changing it. We said we're going to let it be. Better ask for forgiveness than permission kind of approach. And we'll see how it goes. We opened the restaurant 2 weeks into the whole thing. The whole health department walks in. He goes, "Hey guys, I want to do a little inspection." He goes, "Oh, I've seen this the restaurant before," because it was another restaurant before we took over. And he says he looks at the things around and he goes, "I love what you've done with the tile." So we both looked at each other and like, "Okay, I'm glad we didn't break this down." And so those are the challenges you see day out. But just like anything else.
And one question, because bringing it and then it's teasing my curiosity. How did you come up with the interior design concept in your restaurant? How did you think about it? Did you call for an interior designer? Did you do it yourself? Because we have because as a studio, we have these conversations pretty much frequently with prospects, with clients, with partners, etc. And yes, I think the thing is like it's a bit scary because it costs money. But according to you, and you are a professional with like multiple years of experience, what do you think about like the importance of interior design in a concept, for instance? Knowing that it's part of the experience, and you were saying that like, for instance, in Las Vegas, and in Las Vegas, it's at some point it's like the Vatican of a hospitality experience. So what is the importance? Would you put the importance of interior design?
I think it's one of the most important things. I think when the mistake that restaurateurs make when they open a venue or a restaurant or a hotel, that sometimes don't pay a lot of attention to interior design. It's the most important part of opening a venue. It's what's going to make the difference between a successful venue right away or challenges down the road. And what I mean by that is that you could open a great spot with amazing cuisine, but it's not functional, it's not appealing to the eye, you're going to have a lot of trouble down the road.
Yeah.
The same thing goes if you're not involved at all and you just let an interior design drive the conversation, which could be great if you trust them 100%. But if you're involved with functionality of it and let them be the artist, then you have a good mixture of a concept. So we worked with interior designer. We worked with a studio. They did 3D renderings for us, but we were very much involved. We gave them a vision. We told them what we were looking for, what we had in mind, and let them creativity take over. And it was a process. It's not that they knocked it out of the park on the first run, but they got us where we are and super happy with it. And so it's important. It's important. A lot of restaurateurs make these mistakes where they have to adjust later on because they realize that, it's not very functional. Or a hostess, it's placed in the wrong spot, or the bar, it's hidden, or it's not visual. Those are very expensive mistakes to make down the road. So
yeah, that's true. So what is the next steps for Ben and Patti?
Ben and Patti,
are you planning to open in Albania or in Europe, or it's too early yet?
No, the next 2 years, we want to focus on making Ben and Patti a better success. We already got top 5 burger places in San Diego twice within a year and a half that we've been open, and which is a great compliment to the guys that work there day in, day out, to our chefs, to our managers, but to the bartenders, to everybody. But the mistake that people make when they have a little bit of a success in their hand, it's a rapid succession, a rapid multiplying of these venues. The reality, it has to be a gradual approach to this world, because people can give you a chance, but they won't give you 2 or 3. Yeah, and so the for us, as far as focus on Ben and Patti, it's to make sure that we're comfortable where we achieve a certain level of success, and then the next one is to open something close where it's reachable within an hour or so. And I feel San Diego has a bunch of cities on the beach that need it, and I think that's the next move. But I think a concept like that, Ben and Patti, will do very good in Albania, and we're in the talks with a company to develop one.
No, that's cool. So the move is to develop Ben and Patti as a concept itself, and maybe later open like different kind of restaurants with different concepts.
Yes, correct.
That's cool. So we wish you luck with these challenges. And if you need any help, we would be happy to give you a hand on it. If it's just like tasting the burgers, to give you our opinion on it.
Absolutely.
Or posting review.
Yeah, tasting is the best part.
Yes, yeah. This is I'm picking my battles. I mean, so we are moving. So thank you for this. This part is like super enriching for us. So we are moving to the next. We are going to call your experienced eye, and we want you to give us, if it's possible for you to give us, like, what are the biggest trends that you are observing today in hospitality, between like your experience in the US, because it's like much more advanced in terms of hospitality business, or what you are seeing also in Albania, and it's the second part of the topic that we will be tackling. But we are always keen on having this new trends, because I saw that I wrote an article yesterday about the crossover between fashion and and hospitality, and opening new ventures, etc., to diversify the business. For you, what are the trends that you are observing, or what is the biggest trend that you are observing at your level, in maybe in Albania, maybe in the US, maybe in worldwide?
I think social media have changed the world of hospitality completely, and so I think social media has brought a level of excitement on the tip of your finger. Right, so we all scroll through phone images, through TikTok to Instagram, and we're constantly looking for that next thing. And so I think people are looking not only for a great resort with great amenities on a beautiful beach, but they're looking for the social and excitement aspect of that business. So I think the next wave of restaurants is something that it's a combination of a show and dinner all together. So we've noticed in US that venues like Poppy Steak or the Light Light the Wind or Cathedral at Aria, they offer a level of excitement while maintaining the high level of food and service. And that comes with witnessing a show right in front of you. Another trend that I think it's pretty big. It's private clubs. So private restaurants with private membership, where again you feel like you're part of a social group that share same ideas, same ideals about life and fashion and food and all that. And so I think that's where the trend is. But I also believe that as the world came out of pandemic, a new way of wealth was discovered, and that group of people have a ton of money to spend, but they expect instant gratification. So what I mean by that is that they gotta go and pay top dollar, but they need to get a ton of likes on their Instagram. They gotta be able to brag a little bit about the experience, and that gets them or conditions them to spend money without a problem. Another thing, a trend that we've witnessed a lot is people are looking for, or they're making choices with sustainability in mind. A lot of it, it's not just like, okay, let me go to this huge resort, line up on a buffet line, and just because the price it's favorable. I think people will spend a little more money if they go to a place that has a care for their environment. They're not just built in concrete with no train of thought, without the finesse, or without worry about the surrounding of where they're located. And I think people are making this educated choices a lot.
Yeah, that's interesting. And it's interesting because it's also linked to what Charlie was saying 2 weeks ago, for like in the previous episode about the community marketing, where now more than ever, like brands in general, and like not only for hospitality. They are more targeting, because there's these communities that are formed based on interest, based on opinions, based on favorite sports, etc., etc. And brands are trying to make themselves like into these communities, and it's like it's linked to what you are. It's connected to what you are saying with these private memberships, with this. Yes, it means that like we are moving from an individual experience to a more community experience, and this is what people are looking for. And it's a great insight to have. And I think I do agree with you with this sustainability choice. But I think in the second episode we had Anas, who is working at the Mandarin Oriental, and was like talking about sustainability. I don't know if it's still a taboo topic. Like we don't have to talk about it, because hospitality, it's still like when you want to travel, you still have to take take a flight to go somewhere, and like it's the biggest polluting way of to commute, to travel. But hospitality industry actors are doing I think they are doing their best to make themselves sustainable. Still, they are being penalized by traveling by air. I mean, it's one of the biggest counter trends, if I may say, to hospitality. Like at some point, drag the sustainability access to your strategy, but at some point it will be like stopped with. Because you will be confronted to this pollution aspect. I don't know what you think about it, because this is
absolutely
from me. Yeah,
it's absolutely, you're absolutely 100% correct. But what I mean by sustainability is that, like you said, resorts and hotels and restaurants could do, and they are doing a much better job. And they can do they can play a huge role on how we handle our day-to-day operations, because they also have a huge effect on everyday life, right? So a small little thing, instead of a plastic straw, a paper straw that is biodegradable goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a little bit of annoying to a customer that is it gets a little soft and whatever, but promotes a second drink. So it's a win-win situation for a restaurateur, right? And with at least one little thing to worry about it. Along those lines, I think makes a difference. And until we could figure a better way of travel, at least that part that we can control, we need to be conscious of and make an effort. A lot of these resorts nowadays, they're implementing a lot of green technology, solar systems. Those make a huge difference on the long run. And so it's not all dark, basically, with jet fuel and plastic straws. But so there's a change, and I think it's a beautiful thing to witness. But that comes from push from a public, right? If we don't voice it, if we don't say that, if we don't make those choices based on sustainability and green approach,
And yes, you're completely right. And sometimes it's more it's easier to make these choices for sustainability, for instance, when it's linked to new concepts in new markets and new countries. And this is like the perfect transition, because we want to talk about Albania and what is happening in Albania and how the industry is flourishing over there. Because last time with Luca, we were like looking at flight tickets to visit Albania after we talked together. So in couple minutes, give us like what is the current situation there, because we have been hearing about this country multiple times from different people. So there is something happening there. Give us some insights.
Let me tell you, Albania right now is going through some exciting changes. Albania is very lucky to be where we're located, right? Albania is located in between Greece, Italy, ex-Yugoslavia, Montenegro, and it has a combination of beautiful beaches, amazing green mountains and these beautiful rivers and lakes. And so I think it's the last undiscovered frontier in Mediterranean waters. And it has a vibrant population, very young, hungry to learn, wants to develop correctly. They all speak 2-3 languages, which is amazing for any investor that would want to come in and develop anything, with that matters. But the best part of this whole thing, they have a very good prime minister with an amazing vision that is driving the country the right way. And so, he's an artist, which I love. And everything that he's doing in the country or the legislations that it is pushing, it's done with that in mind. Not just, okay, let's just build these hotels and then just who cares? But a lot of a care for the country itself, a lot of care for the environment, a lot of care for the people that would want to be part of it, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Albania right now is really being discovered in the last 5 years. The country has received about 3 million visitors 3 years ago. Did 5 2 years ago, 7 last year, and is expecting 10 this year. And it's a population of 3 million people, and it's just it's absolutely beautiful to see. But it works very well because it has a good combination of good infrastructure, beautiful nature. The beaches are fantastic, and then prices are pretty good. So right now, Albania is offering a really good combination of everything to European and American or a world travel to start.
So super interesting, and yeah, it means that there are a lot of opportunities also for hospitality operators and brands to develop themselves there. And you, from our understanding, so you are working in a couple projects there. If it's not confidential, can you just give us a couple?
Of course.
What are you looking? What are you working on right now?
So I am right now. I hold the title of food and beverage director of Infinity Group, which is a group that owns and operates casinos in Tirana. And so the idea of me and a couple of other people involvement in this is we want to focus on the entertainment part, right? So we want it to be where people come in, have a good time in our hotels and restaurants. If they want to gamble, that's fine. But it's part of that entertainment. That's how we see it. With the customer in mind, we want to build that experience when people have a blast, and I know we can provide it. What I mentioned about that infrastructure, obviously the capital has the main airport, but there's 2 airports that are being developed right now in the south. One is in Vlora, which is a town in south, and then one is in Girocastra, which is a little inland, about 45 minutes from the beach. This will allow people to fly directly, and it's a lot easier journey into this resource that we're developing. So one of them is this we call it Super Casino right now. But it's in Tirana. It's at a Hyatt. It's between a Hyatt hotel and a Hilton. And we're trying to develop it Vegas style. So 2-3 floors of gaming, but restaurants, retail, a bar that is very unique with crystal elements involved in it. A super nightclub, which we are super excited about it. You guys gonna have to come in and do some testing when we open.
With pleasure. And if you are looking for a mixologist, Luca in his past experience was a mixologist before.
That's awesome.
He's doing amazing.
Always looking for talent, and so this is one of the projects. We have a couple of them in South, which we're developing some really cool elements of hospitality, hotels, a pier that goes out on the water where people can park the yachts. I mean, really unique places that I think not a lot of people have done it in this part of the world, and we're very proud of it. But we're also very conscious. With this excitement come a whole set of challenges, and we can go over whenever you guys ready. But I can talk forever about this stuff because it's a huge source of pride for me.
There is something to be proud about, to be honest. It's because it's, for me, Albania it sounds like the strategy that Albania is operating. For me, it's like what happened in Morocco couple of years before, because it's a bigger country. It's accessible to everyone. It's like you can land, and within 3 hours you can go from mountains to the sea, etc. So it's pretty much, this is what is happening, and the growth strategy is practically the same. But I think you're going much more faster than Morocco. So
that's right. They're catching fire.
Yeah,
because again. We've had the luck to have a bunch of superstars, Dua Lipa, Bibi Reja, Rita Ora. All these guys have done a lot of social media for Albania.
Yeah.
TikTok also has been a huge thing.
True.
And the reality is that people need a new, exciting destination. That's why places like Albania or Morocco are catching fire. And I'm also going to evolve a little secrets. But I think places like Greece and Croatia have had the luck to have a huge level of guests year in, year out. Albania and Morocco haven't had that. And so we're very hungry to get these guests and stay. We're proud to what we offer. And it's a good combination because it would it doesn't allow for to be easy-minded. You constantly need to drive the conversation. What's next? And I think that's where the challenge stays. You can't get compliant. We have to constantly redevelop. I've learned that in Vegas. Vegas changes every 2-3 years. It's a constant adoption or involvement. They're always pushing the envelope, and I think that's the focus we're going to maintain, especially in the company I'm involved.
That's super interesting, and we wish you most of the luck that you will need to succeed in your projects. We are coming to the end. I think you are the timekeeper, Luca. We are at almost at the end, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, absolutely. 52 minutes. So good timekeeping. Yeah.
So we are moving now to the snap questions. We have this tradition to ask very quick questions, and you have to answer as quick as possible. So the first one is an easy one for you. Are you more tea or coffee?
Oh, coffee any day.
Okay, coffee every day. Elion is the coffee person and Charlie is the tea person. What is the best hospitality? He's British, so it makes sense. What is the best hospitality concept that you've encountered this year?
Actually, Ling Ling in the New Atlantis Royal. Excellent.
Okay, and what is it?
It's by Tao Group. It's Asian fusion. But again, it's where it's located. It's the crew that runs it. The menu, the whole environment, the music, the view, the hotel that makes it really unique.
Okay.
It's in Dubai at the new Atlantis, the Royal Atlantis.
Okay. What is your next travel destination besides Albania, where you are going? Malta. Okay. For holidays.
Malta and Cyprus.
Malta and Cyprus for holidays.
Yes.
Okay, cool. What color you will never use in one of your concepts? Because you are using black and yellow. You hate yellow.
Oh, I would never use yellow. It's the hardest color for your eye. You're eating anything. It doesn't matter what you're eating. You look at it, you are uncomfortable. Absolutely not.
We'll never use that. We will never use it in front of you. What is your favorite design element in a hotel room? Or feature
design,
or place?
Textures and automatic blackout drapes.
Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. It's like super precise. Can you, in one word or two words, or like one sentence, describe your design style? Like
I love modern.
It comes to concept.
I love modern,
okay.
Warm. Think of Great Gatsby, a little bit of velvet. On the wall. That's that warm lighting. That's what I like.
Okay. So it's the more like of a Gatsby design style. What is for you the best city for hotel design inspiration?
New York, hands down. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very difficult to bring a really elevated experience on a hotel when you don't have much of a choice as far as where the building is. Right, so you're constricted by the environment. So you have to come up with a really design elements that you can set yourself aside from everybody else. And New York is constantly changing and pushing the envelope, and that's what I love.
I like this sentence, like, because you are like, there is the design that is the environment is already designed, and you have to come up with something that is different. I like this image. And for you, what is the most unique hotel you've stayed in a lifetime?
In a lifetime, oof.
Yeah.
Look, there are two different. Can I say two? Because they're kind of different. That's why
you have to, but you have to put them in order.
Got it. Okay, so I think the Royal Atlantis that I mentioned was fantastic. I thought the attention to detail, the design, from the lobby to the rooms, to the elements of the intimate elements inside, from a toothbrush to everything in the bathroom. It was, I mean, the way they built it, tremendous. I'm a little biased maybe because the general manager is a friend of mine, and the director of food and beverage is also a friend of mine. They're both the wing guys. So that's as far as uniqueness of the hotel, modern, high end. But really, one of my favorite has been a villa in Bali.
Okay.
Which was unbelievable because it had a pool. Which was carved out of a rock, and after 8:00, there was no electricity, and I loved that.
Oh,
we both. It was me and my wife without the kids, and it was tremendous. It's just it felt like you were in a luxury element while immersed in the nature, and it's just unbelievable.
So inspiring. That's good. So thank you, Elion. Coming to the conclusion. So thank you so much. It's super insightful. We learned a lot from your experience. We wish you the best of luck to Bud and Patti and to your career and projects that are coming with Infinity Investment in Albania. Where can we follow your actuality, your news, as Elion, as Bud and Patti owner? Where can we find you?
So we're online, obviously, budandpatti.com, or on Instagram at Bud and Patti. Infinity Investment run a bunch of casinos in Tirana, so you can follow our new project on their website as well. Our newest one in Tirana, it's the International Casino Tirana, which is fantastic. Take a look of it. It's fun. If you're ever in Tirana, stop by for a drink. We just did our specialty cocktails, Lucas, so stop by.
Will do. And our last question is, who would you like to see in the next episode of this podcast?
I would love to see one of the chefs that I've worked with.
Okay.
And I already have somebody in mind. Is unbelievable. So I'll reach out to you guys and we can get in touch with that person.
Perfect. Looking forward to it. So thank you very much, Elion. And if you have anything to add for this, so yes, we have this last question that I almost forgot. So, what is your definition of hospitality?
Anticipating guests' needs. That's what hospitality is all about. If we could figure out what you're looking for without you saying something, then we did it. Because that means that we converted you into a believer of what we're doing. And that means that you are going to feel like you are part of our operations.
On this beautiful sentence and definition of hospitality, thank you again. And see you next time. And we can't wait to see the evolution of Fun and Patti, and we keep in touch. Thank you, Elion.
Get a Room is not just a podcast, it's also a creative powerhouse dedicated to elevating brands in the hospitality industry. From luxurious hotels to relaxing bed and breakfasts, we are mastering the art of capturing the essence of a brand and translating it into consistent immersive experiences that leave a lasting impression.